What's up guys, Chasing Lamely here with episode number 81 of Welcome to Wroxham, and in today's episode we start our League One campaign. So like, subscribe, ring the bell, I'll see you on the other side of the intro. Well guys, you know the drill by now. We're going to start just straight into the game. We're playing Crewe away in our first game of the League One season. Nothing to catch you up on, so I'm just going to introduce you to the starting lineup for this first game. I say introduce you, obviously only to the new players, not to the ones who've been here a while. So Randy Straker starts in goal. You met Matheus Galeno in the last episode. He is our £7 million Brazilian right back. That utter fortune we dropped on one player. Disgusting, obscene. We'll see what happens. At the back, Ben Dodd and Fabio. We've got Settin at left back. You know those guys. Antonio Bazare, you've not seen in quite some time, has actually been with us since the very first season. And he's been on loan at Tunbridge Angels, at Bromley and at Châteauroux, and has turned into a decent player. He's going to play as our holding midfielder today, our defensive midfielder, which you can see here. He does actually quite well and could potentially now have a chance to properly break himself through into the first team. He's a leading League One player, has potential to be a decent League One player, or is a decent League One player, has potential to be a leading League One player. And since we're in League One, that feels like a pretty good plan for us, doesn't it, to have a decent League One player in our side. Ahead of him are two of our new signings. Ross McCafferty, I was going to start him as a centre-half, and then I realised he might actually be a better bet in midfield for now because he can do both kind of well. We are using him today as the box-to-box, and, okay, not super impressive, but I feel like he's a good option there for now. Joined us from Arsenal and looks a decent player physically and mentally at least. Will work on his technicals whilst he's with us. Alongside him, the Manchester United loanee, Ivan Vega, who, let's look at him as a Mazzala, as he'll be playing today. Again, decent physically, decent all-round mentally. Okay, couple of things could use some work technically, but I think all-round, very good for this level. He's worth 31 million. His potential is potentially Premier League standard, so that's a good sign. I think he's probably a potentially championship player right now as well. On the right-hand side, another loanee, Rafferty Maidel, an Englishman who has joined us on loan from Spezia in Italy, came through originally at Norwich, so he's a local lad. We're just going to give him a good chance to make a name for himself. He's playing as a winger today, and we can see as a winger, he's okay. He's decent all around, could use some work on his first touch, but otherwise we'll enjoy having him around for as long as we've got him. Obviously we've got him for the season for now. Maybe Spezia or sell at the end of the year. Daniel Ramirez on the left wing. He won't be happy to be there, but Daniel Menga is starting up top, and Daniel Menga is quite the footballer, is quite the striker. We'll look at him as a pressing forward because even though he's an attacking forward by trade, or an advanced forward by trade, aside from his concentration and maybe his work rate and teamwork, he's good enough for this level to score a lot of goals. Joined us on loan from Red Bull Salzburg, 5 goals in 16 games for the Austrian under-21s. Tells me he might be decent, and he's got potential apparently to be a Premier League player. So we'll keep an eye on that. Ross Inglis, of course, we've had him before, you know him. Jaden Sakete joins us from Sunderland on a free, and again, just a decent all-round kind of centre-half. Okay, he's not setting the world light as a ball-playing centre-half, it's got to be said, because his passing is nasty and his first touches. But, decent enough young player, youngish player. He's quite old for us, but actually at 23. But he's joined us from Sunderland where he played 7 games. And alongside him, another ex-Sunderland guy he knows very well, Max Alain, who, I think these guys probably have played together at some point. They must have played together at some point. Again, primarily a fullback, it's got to be said. As a ball-playing centre-half like we use, again, not really a pass through the ball, but at least his first touch is slightly better than the average toddlers. So we'll go with that and hopefully try and improve him as well. They are just there to be backups. I sold most of the squad, as those of you who saw Monday's episode will know. So we had to bring in some replacements for someone somewhere. Austin Chemesi is on the bench as well with Adam Kadara back. Tony Springett, another new signing, a left winger who joins us from Middlesbrough, if memory serves. It will pop up in a second once it decides to stop faffing. It will pop up just from Peterborough. I know it was a bruh. Yeah, joins us from Peterborough. He's quick. He's not really done much. He's 26 years old. He's played 38 league games and he's scored 4 goals across 5 clubs. But he's also from Norwich, so another local boy. It's just a question of what can we get out of him as a player, and we're going to hope for the best with this one. He's cost us next to nothing, so we're going to be okay with that. And obviously, Ahmed Gumar on the bench. You'll notice a lack of strikers on the bench. I am gambling on the fact that if I need a striker, I've got 3 guys playing up top already who can play as a central striker. And Ahmed Gumar will slip in there if I need him to as well. So there's options should I need them. But anyway, without any further ado, let's go to the dressing room. So in the dressing room, I'm just going to do a simple go out there and impress me and hope someone reacts. Randy Straker reacted, which is not really all I was looking for. Matthias Galino looks complacent, which I don't think is something I want to encourage. Hopefully he'll go out there and have a great performance today. Just going to try and encourage everyone to go out there and make a difference and make me proud as always. And hopefully some people get fired up, ready to try and win this game. There's no one on the Crewe side that I recognise. So I say that I recognise, obviously from having played for us, there are some players that I do recognise. Now, Alex Roberts scored a lot of goals for Crewe last season in game, so definitely recognise. I did look at signing him, and then I decided that I needed a right back more, which is why we don't have Alex Roberts staying up front for us, and that could come back and haunt me a little bit, but it's okay. We're going to kick the game off. We're going to skip all of the pre-game nonsense, and hopefully get ourselves a good early goal and start building towards a win. So first highlight of the game then comes after 37 minutes. It's not been the most exciting first half in the world, as Ramirez gives the ball away. Harrison to Bennett for Crewe. Bennett puts it into the box across the horn, and that cross straight into the hands of Randy Straker. And if that's the best we can do for a first half highlight, I'll be a little bit worried, because that means our domination of possession, we're at 60-odd%, has not worked out. As Vega puts the ball up the top for Menga. Can Menga score on his debut? Tries to turn his man, gets tackled by Offord, plays it back to Booth. And Booth looks for Horn, but picked up again by Galino, our Brazilian. Madel, tackled, but stays on his feet. Gets the ball. Can he put it into the box? Finds McCafferty instead, who goes for the cross. Ramirez back post. And it grazes the top of the bar as it goes over. And we're at least looking a little bit lively, although Kilikaslan and Antonio Basaure are not really pulling their weight just yet. And they might want to step up. Throw in now with Fabio on the far side, looking for Basaure, who finds Fabio again. Into the box for Settin. Ramirez to Galino. Again, scraping the top of the bar. Galino scoring on his debut as a right back would have been impressive. Another chance to look at our big money man, who plays it short to Ben Dodd. Dodd to Fabio. Fabio across to Settin. Settin forward for Ramirez. Ramirez going a through ball for Vega, but too far, and Akoma gives it to Bennett. Back to Akoma and to Adched. Adched now looking for something to do to Bennett. Bennett gets tackled by Vega, and Vega kind of tries to play it past him, but gets himself into trouble. Bennett to Akoma, to Offord, to Cristioforu, to Offord, and forward again looking for Horn. We need Galino to clear up, and he has done. McCafferty to Galino. Are we going to get a goal on the stroke of half-time? Galino plays it to McCafferty, goes for a through ball to Madel, who's in the box waiting, goes across the box looking for Akoma, and Ramirez has squeezed that one in. It's not the first goal I thought we'd score. I mean, honestly, it's not a goal I thought I'd ever see scored, but it's worked out for us. McCafferty with a great through ball. Madel finds himself on the edge of the box, puts it across, Akoma clears it, Offord tries to play it back to Akoma, and Ramirez just kind of sneaks in to tap it into, past, under, against the post, into the net essentially, and now we're at half-time. So we can see at half-time it is 1-0. Ramirez with that goal on the stroke of half-time to send us into the dressing room in the lead. Just under 6,000 fans in the stands here at, is it still Gresty Road? I can't remember for the life of me. Either way, we're doing well. We can find another gear to take charge of this match. You weren't that bad. You can still improve. I have faith. It's going to be my shout to everyone else on the pitch, because I genuinely do feel like we can still improve. and we can probably find a second goal if we need to, so that's what we're looking to do. Obviously, Killie needs to start bucking his ideas up and pulling his weight a little bit at left back, but, you know, he can't have everything right now. Bazzare also could step up as the defensive midfielder. I know there's not a lot of defensive midfielders as options on the bench, but there are some, and I don't know if he wants me to use them or not. Throwing now with Fabio to Bazzare. Bazzare looking for a cross, doesn't find it, or Ramirez really. Fabio, though, picks up the loose ball. Set in to Vega, to McCafferty. Is McCafferty going to have a pop from range? He's not. He's going to play it to Bazzare. McCafferty and Bazzare 1-2ing it. Vega goes with a tackle and gets tackled. And Akoma has been sent off for a two-footed tackle that didn't even take Ivan Vega down. I'm not going to criticise it, but it wasn't great, and we didn't even get to see the free kick. So we're playing against 10 men now, and this is the time for us to step up and really kind of assert some dominance as Booth takes the goal kick for Crewe. Headed away by Madel. McCafferty to Galeno. Galeno finds McCafferty again. Madel is not in position. That's not very helpful. Bazzare now picks up the ball and looks for setting Killie on the left-hand side. Can he find a through ball to Vega? He can do. And Vega now having a chance to look for a cross. Plays it back to Settin. Settin looks for Vega again. Harrison has got the ball though for Crewe. Only as far as Fabio. Galeno will pick this one up. What can he do? Plays it through looking for Madel. Doesn't find him. But Dodd will clear that up all day. And we can kind of take our time building attacks now if we want to. As Settin goes looking on the edge of the box. Goes for a pop. And that sort of sums up his entire performance today. It was hopeful at first, and then kind of went nowhere. Corner now with Galeno into the box, looking for nobody at all, because Booth claims it in midair, and we're going to try and regroup a little bit before they get on the counter-attack. Big hoof upfield by Booth. Fabio picks that up. I guess Crewe are just going to sit deep on us now. Galeno with the ball, taking his time, finds Madel. Madel all the time in the world to try and make a run down the right-hand side. Finds McCafferty instead over the top, looking for Madel again. Madel will pick up the loose ball because the header didn't really go anywhere. Madel with a cross looking for Ramirez, back post. And Daniel Ramirez gets his second goal of the season. I was dubious about using him as a left winger, but maybe he does have a little something to offer back there. Madel's done very well to set this cross up. Saw Ramirez kind of hovering in the box and put it somewhere he could put it away, which is all I really asked for. Madel getting an assist on his debut, and we are looking quite tasty, and maybe I don't have to be quite so rash about making subs now. Booth now with a free kick puts it deep. I was just about to make some subs and it didn't quite work out as Galeno now picks up the ball. He's had a great game so far. Finds Menga. Menga, can he find an option here? Finds Ramirez, which is always a good option. Back to Settin. Settin looking for a place to play it now. Fabio back to Settin. Settin looking for Vega. Vega flicks it over the top for Menga. Menga is through and he can't put it away. Probably took one or two too many touches there, if I'm honest. But we've won a corner from it. We'll give it a chance to see how this develops. I was going to take Menga off in that batch of subs as well. So this could turn out for the best. Galeno into the box looking for Dodd. Despite being the biggest man on the field, can't get there. Galeno with another cross in. Brabin gets it clear. And Fabio to Ramirez to Galeno now. Galeno has time, and we're not going to see the rest of that piece of play just to wind me up as Fabio gets the throw into Bazzare now to Vega, or looks for Vega. He doesn't find him, which is why I was about to take him off just now as well. Dodd to Settin, who is almost certainly coming off unless he creates something magical here. Settin to Bazzare. It's not really the piece of play I want to see after the performance they've had today. Galeno though into the box for Menga, and Daniel Menga makes it 3. Goal on his debut, and he's probably, in fact, it was offside, so he's not saved himself from getting taken off because he doesn't know where a defensive line is, which, frankly, disappointing. The finish was great, but unfortunately, the offside, not so much. Throw in now for Crewe with Brabin. I've made some subs. Inglis is on at right back. I've moved Galeno to the left-hand side. Kaderabek goes on as the defensive midfielder for Bazzare, and spring it on the left wing. He has replaced the striker I took off as Ramirez gets his hat-trick, having taken over as the lead striker. I was trying to talk you through all of the substitutions, And it turns out there was the least important thing going on the field, because Daniel Ramirez has decided that League One is going to be his bitch. That's what he's decided. Maidel with a great setup there. And I think actually I might take Ramirez off now, just to save his legs a little bit, and also to give Maidel a chance as a central striker. Ball goes forward from, I think that was Brabin to Rowe for Crewe, and Galino's in there with a tackle. Hasn't really achieved anything. Roberts now on the ball, going into the box, and Straker will save that all day. Roberts probably should have got the finish there, but it just wasn't to be as Inglis plays it to Dodd. It's been a while since I've said that. Elaine, one of the subs, now on as defensive midfielder, looks for Galino on the left-hand side, who's still looking terrorising, even on his wrong foot. Ball over the top to Spring it, the last of our subs, and Maidel there. Having moved to the central striker position, it's looking like I can put almost anyone in as a central striker and get a goal out of them at the moment, except for the guy I started as a central striker. Doesn't really matter. Galino doing a beautiful job to set this up for Springett. Springett won't do anything with it. Bennett gets his foot in, but Maidel there to pick up the loose ball, and Maidel makes it 4, and we are looking pretty impressive. Even though it's 10 men, we're looking pretty impressive here, and I think we'll take that all the way to the bank. Throw in now for Fabio, and he's going to be looking for Vega, doesn't find it. Barlow heads it away. Elaine picks it up to Inglis. Inglis has time on the far side, looking for Gamar. Gamar into the box, looking for Springett, can't find him. Vega's going to try and win it back. He has done. Elaine to Springett, plays it through for Maidel, and Rafferty. Maidel, what a debut. 2 goals, 2 assists. It's been disallowed. It's a shame, but 2 goals, 2 assists would have been an impressive way to end it. It might still happen. Booth with a goal kick. Vega heads it away to Springett. Springett, plenty of time to show what he can do. Kadarabek now in the centre of midfield to Inglis. Inglis has his time to relax a little bit and finds Gamar. Gamar to Kadarabek. Kadarabek through, looking for Maidel. Maidel turns his man, flicks it out, looking for Springett. Springett into the box, finds Maidel on the run, and he doesn't quite get his foot on it to put it away for his actual second goal of the game. But even so, he's looking very good, very lively, and very important to our chances of survival this season. 4-0 looks like it's how it's going to end as well, because that's the final whistle. And what do you say? What do you say after that? We have gone to Crewe and we have dominated, and that was all I could have asked for us to do. Well done, lads. That was a good win for us. Everyone looks happy. I'm happy because stars have been born today. Daniel Menga needs to buck his ideas up a little bit, really, because Tony Springett came on, played really well. It's not much of a shufty to put Ramirez up top as he used to be. Springett on the left wing could be quite tasty. So the big question here is going to be, where do we come back? And we're actually coming back for the very next game against Salford at home, because that feels like the best possible plan. And quite frankly, we'll come back for a League Cup first round game. I'm very aware that we've got a Norwich game coming up that will follow that one on Monday, I'm sure. I know it's only the under-21s, but it is a local derby. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, ring the bell, leave your comments down below. I read every comment, because that's just what we do. And in the meantime, I've been Chasing Lenny. Thank you for watching, and I shall see you all very soon. Until next time, have a good one.